Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone and welcome. This is Ashima Shukla, your Current Affairs and Banking Awareness faculty on Entry platform. Now, as we all know that banking mains examinations are soon to come, and after that you also have your interviews. So we'll be having a few videos based on banking awareness, recent updates, and these are going to be all short videos for you so that you can get a short update on certain topics related to banking. Right now, starting we'll be doing with the subsidiaries of RBI, Reserve Bank of India, and then subsequently we'll have other topics regarding the circulars and other such thing. To keep yourself updated on those videos and many more videos that we already have on our channel, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can download Entry app. The link for the app is provided in the description section below and in the pinned comment section below, and there you'll be finding lots of videos which are going to help you in preparing for these examinations completely free of cost. So do download that from the link provided below. Now, starting on the discussion on subsidiaries of the bank, Reserve Bank of India. Now, there are 5 subsidiaries which we say are fully owned subsidiaries of Reserve Bank of India. Right. So these are the ones which are completely owned by Reserve Bank of India, and we have an associate of Reserve Bank of India which is NCFE, and one is a previous subsidiary of India, Reserve Bank of India, that is National Housing Board, NHB. So these 5 are the fully owned subsidiaries. This is an associate of Reserve Bank of India, associate being that Reserve Bank of India has about 20 to 50% of the stake in that organization. And the previous subsidiary, because now its shares or stake has been divested, or Reserve Bank of India has divested its shares from NHB and is now completely owned by Government of India. Right. So I'll be taking you through all of them. First one which we'll be talking about is DICGC, that is Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation of India. It was established on 15th of July 1958 and was formed by merging the Deposit Insurance Corporation and Credit Guarantee Corporation of India Limited. Its function is basically framed like there's a separate DICGC Act of 1961 under which it functions, and the regulation is framed by Reserve Bank of India. Its role, on the other hand, is to provide insurance of deposit and guarantee. As we all know, now recently in the recent budget, and now it has been approved as well, that an insurance of 5 lakh rupees is there in case any bank goes into liquidation or goes bankrupt. Right. So the people who have about 5 lakh, they'll be getting full amount. Those who have more than that will be receiving at least 5 lakh. So it provides an insurance on the banks on your deposits. Right. Now, DICGC is the one which is responsible for this work, and therefore this is an important one to remember because of this recent change from 2 lakh to 5 lakh. Its authorized capital is 50 crore rupees. It's headquartered in Mumbai. And in this, when we are talking about insurance, deposit insurance is compulsory for all banks. Like there's no public sector bank, private sector bank, regional rural bank, small finance bank, payment bank, or any other bank, including UCBs, which should not be insured by DCGC. They have to be registered and insured. Now, maximum deposit insured as of now is 5 lakh, which is including the interest. Like if there's a fixed deposit and you're expecting the amount, that is with interest, maximum 5 lakh rupees are given. The current chairperson of this bank, of this subsidiary, is Michael Patra, Dr. M.D. Patra. And when does it pay? If the bank is into liquidation, as I've already told you, or there is a merger with another bank, or an amalgamation, or a reconstruction is going on. Right. Now, supposing that you have account in more than one bank. So then, are they going to consider it in a combined form? No. It is separately in each bank. So if you have, for say, one account in HDFC, one in State Bank of India, one in BOB, and all three amount to more than 5 lakh rupees, that doesn't matter, because if any one bank is going into liquidation, the 5 lakh applies separately to each of them, right? Alright, now it can also cancel the registration of the insured banks if they fail to pay the premium of 3 years consecutively on half-year periods, because the insurance is necessary, but premium is also equally necessary. Then we have Bharatiya Reserve Bank Note Mudran Private Limited, BRBNMPL. It was established on 3rd of February 1995 and is registered as a private limited company under the Companies Act 1956 and is completely owned by Reserve Bank of India. The headquarters are in Bengaluru. The current chairperson is Shri T. Ravi Shankar. It currently, first of all, what is the role? Its role is production of bank notes in India. Right? So the gap of supply and demand of bank notes, that gap is filled by this subsidiary of Reserve Bank of India. Then the company currently manages 2 presses, that is in Mysore and in Salboni in West Bengal. But are these the only ones that RBI has? No. RBI has 2 more printing presses. See, this only takes care of rupees, that is notes we are talking about. In this we are talking about only the notes. So in this we are talking about only the notes. But are these the only ones that are there? No. Reserve Bank of India has 2 more printing press for notes. One is in Nasik in Maharashtra and one we have in Devas, which is in Madhya Pradesh, right? Then there are 4 coin mints also. So 4 coin mints are there, maintained by, owned by Government of India. These coin mints are owned by Government of India. These are in Mumbai, in Hyderabad, Calcutta or Kolkata, and last being in Noida. These are the 4 coin mints owned by Government of India, 2 note printing press for notes by Reserve Bank of India, and 2 are owned by the subsidiary of Reserve Bank of India. Then we have Reserve Bank Information Technology Private Limited, or REBIT, which was established in the year 2016. The chairman is Sri Kiran Karnik ji currently, and its role is for its IT and cyber security, that is setting up cyber resilience in the Indian banking system, manage IT projects of Reserve Bank of India, and regulate to all and respond and detect the cyber threats to the banking sector. Then we have Indian Financial Technology and Allied Services, or IFTAS. Financial Technology and Allied Services, it's again a completely owned subsidiary of Reserve Bank of India, and it's mandated to design, deploy and support the IT related services of all the banking financial institutions. It manages and operates the Financial Messaging Platform, or SFMS, which is real-time gross settlement and national electronic fund transfer. Now, Infinet is also powered by IFTAS, and IFTAS operates the cloud, which is Indian Banking Community Cloud, and the only community cloud in the country hosting the cloud-based solutions dedicated to banking and financial community. The current chairperson of IFTAS is Vivek Deep ji. Then we have RBIH, Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. It is again under Section 8 Companies Act 2013 and it's headquartered in Hyderabad. Its current CEO is Rajesh Bansalji, and Reserve Bank of India has set up this hub to promote and innovate across financial sector by leveraging on technology, creating an environment to facilitate the innovation. So this is going to be guided and managed by governing council. There is going to be a governing council and is going to be led by a chairperson. Currently, Shri Senapati or Chris Gopalakrishnan, who is a co-founder and co-chairman of Infosys, is the first chairperson of RBIH Governing Council, and there are a total of 9 more members. So total there are 10 members, and 10 members being one chairperson, and 9 members are there who frame on how the innovations should be working, right? Then we have National Center for Financial Education. Now, it's a Section 8 company. It is promoted by Reserve Bank of India. As I was saying, this is the associate company of Reserve Bank of India. So, in this, Reserve Bank of India has 30% stake, SEBI has 30% stake, IRDAI has 30% stake, and PFRDA, or Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, have 10% stake. Its objective is like across India to promote financial education, right? The main purpose is to promote financial education, and the initial share capital of this is 100 crore rupees. This is the initial share capital of this organization. Current chairperson is Giriraj Prasad Garg. Giriraj Prasad Garg is the current chairperson of NCFE, right? Then we have a former fully owned subsidiary, now a Government of India organization, National Housing Bank. It was set up on 9th of July 1988 under the National Housing Bank 1987 to promote a sound, healthy and viable cost-effective housing finance system to cater to the population rise and integrating the housing finance system with the official financial system. The authorized capital is 1,450 crore rupees, and its 100% stake has been divested from Reserve Bank of India to Government of India, as we have already seen. Its headquarters are in New Delhi, and it also releases the NHB Residex. There is a NHB Residex, which is basically the first official housing price index, which was started by NHB, undertaken on the behest of Government of India, Ministry of Finance. Now with this, we'll be winding up this segment, and I hope this session has been helpful. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And for more such videos, download the Entry app from the link provided in the description section below. Thank you and have a great day ahead, all of you, and good luck with your preparations.